You ever stop and realize we've been clawing, scratching, sweating through centuries just to get technology to where it is now, and it has been painfully slow. I mean, brutal. Tens of thousands of years. Fire, wheels, pulleys, steam, silicon chips, fiber optics, and now we're finally here. We got pocket rectangles that can beam cat videos across continents in milliseconds. And we act like it's the crowning achievement of the universe. Nah, it's not. It's cute. It's minimal. It's a little arts and crafts project humanity's been working on, compared to what already exists. Look outside. A tree, yeah, that thing. A self-assembling, self-replicating, solar-powered biochemical machine, running flawless code for millions of years without ever once installing an update. You don't need to defrag an oak, a shrub. Same deal. You ever try making one? Go ahead. I'll wait. Maggots? Yeah, maggots. The little squishy trash goblins. You toss out a steak in the sun and boom, life. Pulsing, wriggling, hungry life. An entire supply chain of biological recycling pops into existence like it's running on Amazon Prime. And here we are, staring at rectangles, worshipping pixels. But here's the trip. You don't get a dopamine hit from the tree, or the shrub, or the maggot buffet. You should, but you don't. Want to know why? Because your brain, that prehistoric mashed potato stuck inside your skull, it doesn't reward reality, it rewards novelty. And not just any novelty, predictable novelty. See, it's got to be new enough to feel fresh, but familiar enough not to trip your threat detectors. That's why you scroll TikTok like a brain-damaged pigeon hitting a dopamine button. It's new, it's snackable, it feels like something's happening, but it never actually costs you anything. And that is the dirty little game. When you make a YouTube video, what are you actually doing? You're hijacking someone else's nervous system. You're tickling their curiosity nodes, teasing out that little electric squirt of, "What's this?" followed by the payoff, "Oh damn, that was kind of cool." That's the whole job. You're a dopamine dealer, a novelty pusher. You dress it up. You call it education, motivation, commentary. But nah, you're slinging hits of unpredictable predictability. Think about it. When's the last time you stared at a rock, like really stared, and felt bliss? Never. Because your nervous system doesn't care. That rock isn't going to change. It's static, dead, no update pending. But the moment a squirrel jumps on it, boom, dopamine, movement, pattern disruption, tiny chaos. Your brain lights up like Times Square on meth. And here's the punchline. Nature has been doing this since forever. Birds use bright feathers. Frogs flash colors. Spiders make web designs that hypnotize flies. Nature's been in the content game long before YouTube. The difference? Nature monetizes with survival. You monetize with views, same software, different hustle. And yet, despite knowing all this, we still act surprised that a clickbait thumbnail works. Why does this work? You cry. Bro, it's the same reason a Venus flytrap works. It looks different enough to make you lean in, just close enough, then snap. Gotcha. And the crazy part? It's all synthetic. The pixels ain't real. The video ain't real. The voice, hell, even I'm not real. But the dopamine? Oh, that's real. The little zap between your ears, that's real. And that's the con, the tragedy, the comedy. We built this cathedral of code, this temple of screens, not to understand reality, but to escape it. 'Cause reality's slow. It's messy. It's boring in the same way that a forest is boring, until you slow down enough to actually see it. But your brain, it doesn't reward seeing, it rewards seeking. Big difference. A squirrel searching for nuts gets dopamine. A squirrel finding the nut? Tiny hit. Cool. Whatever. Move on. You were designed to hunt, not to have. That's why the scroll never ends. Why the next video always feels like it might be the one, but it never is. It's novelty. Wrapped in novelty. Dipped in novelty. Served on a novelty platter. And here's the evil twist. The system works better the less you notice it working. That's why when someone makes a really good video, you don't sit there thinking, ah, what excellent manipulation of my attention economy. No, you say, bro, that was fire. It just felt good. That's mastery. It's not about production value. It's not about 4K cameras or AI-generated talking heads or perfectly tuned audio. Nah, it's about creating a little pocket universe where someone forgets they exist for exactly 7 minutes and 36 seconds, then walks away feeling like they learned something or felt something, when really, you just tickled their neurons the right way. Same reason we stare at sunsets. Same reason campfires are hypnotic. Same reason babies are cute. Evolution tuned you to respond to certain patterns. Movement, contrast, symmetry, faces, voices. You're running ancient firmware on a modern world. And the real sick joke? We're all playing the same game. You make videos, so someone else's brain lights up. They comment, so your brain lights up. You check the views, little dopamine sprinkle. Then you post another one, chasing the same dragon. And if the algorithm doesn't like it, oof, withdrawal, an existential hangover. Why didn't this one hit? Because novelty has an expiration date, my dude. What worked yesterday is wallpaper today. That's why you can't post the same trick twice. That's why the prank channels went bankrupt. That's why reaction videos are a treadmill with no exit. The audience doesn't know what they want. They just know when they're bored. So, your job, my job, our job, is to outpace boredom, to stay just one step ahead of the curve, to be the squirrel on the rock, not the rock, to throw enough pattern disruption at the nervous system that it goes, wait, what's this? Then, boom, hooked, satisfied, but never full. And that's the loop. The beautiful, miserable, profitable, soul-sucking, God-tier loop. So, you want to make good content? Forget being impressive. Forget being perfect. Be unexpected. Be the squirrel. Be the maggot. Be the glitch in the matrix. Because when you're the glitch, you're the only thing anyone can see.